Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here with the American School of Hypnosis, and I would like to welcome you to our number 25th of these webinars we've done. And today is a very interesting one. It's going to be on analytical and covert ways that you're being hypnotized every day and probably don't even know it. A lot of people don't realize we're being hypnotized all the time throughout our day, sometimes even throughout the night. And I'd like to discuss some of these, and I'm sure you're aware of some of these. And as we're talking about them, go ahead and tell me the ways that it's happened to you, maybe even today already. So basically to help people to understand. I mean, there's nothing wrong about it. It's in every part of life, but awareness is the key. So let's see who is here today. And we have Cirrus. And where are you from? Let me know, folks, when you come on, say hi, but also tell me where you're from. And let's see, Raluca is right from next door, a few feet away. And Roger from sunny Edmonton, Canada, Edmonton, Alberta. And good to know that it's sunny over there, Roger. That's good. It's not just cold. I guess you do have warmth. And, okay, from Texas, so you want to be called Crixus. Okay, so Crix is from Texas, and interesting name. I like interesting names. I have an interesting one myself. And so as you're coming on, let me know who you are, where you're from, and we're going to get started. And Raluca, next door, that's another interesting name. So, we're going to be talking mostly about advertising and media today, how they're hypnotizing us, conditioning us, whatever, covertly. Each day we do so many things we don't even realize we're doing. And like I said, this is live. I realize I just froze there for a second. So if that happens, when I notice it, I'll try to pause, but it only froze for a few seconds. So when I say analytical, let's talk about what analytical means, okay? Most people realize the regular type hypnosis. Most everyone does the relaxing hypnosis. You go in to see a hypnotherapist and they go, relax your eyes, relax this. And that's one of the ways to hypnotize people. It's probably the majority of the ways it's being done because that's what people like. It's like you go to a massage parlor. You want to relax and be massaged. You don't want to be walking on a treadmill, even though that might relax you, okay? So relaxing is the major way people do it. However, not everyone can relax or even likes to relax. I'm always getting people when I tell them, anyone can be hypnotized. I always get people, I can't be hypnotized, I can't. They can, they just don't want to relax. They can't be hypnotized that way. But analytical, anyone can be hypnotized analytically. No one is, what's the word I'm looking to? No one is immune to it, okay? So you can be hypnotized analytically. However, you can resist it too once you realize it's happening. So that's what we're going to get into. And William from Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, welcome. So that's the analytical basically is a way of keeping your mind busy so you can be hypnotized. So here's my little story about hypnosis. Okay, imagine there were a door behind me, right over there. See, right over there. See New York? We have all the signs and everything. Let's say there was a doorway to get in there. So the doorway is to get into the subconscious mind. So we want to get past your conscious mind into the subconscious mind. So if I can get into that doorway, I can hypnotize you. But there's a guard standing there with a rifle. Anything that happens, he's fighting it off. You know, I say, you're a good person, he fights it. You can stop smoking, he fights it. You want to do this, he fights everything. So my job is to get past him. In most cases, all I need to do is relax the guard. Like I said, the relaxation. So he sits down, he relaxes. He's not asleep. Hypnosis is not sleep. It's different than that, okay? It's just being open to suggestion. So he just relaxes and allows me to walk past him. So that's how we do it with most people. However, some people can't relax. So if I gave that guard something to do, I want you to do my taxes, or I want you to go 2 + 2 = 4 + 2 = 6 + 2 = 8, and keep on writing that on this board, and don't stop until I tell you. as he's doing that, I could walk right past him in the other room. He knows I'm there, he sees me, but he's focused on a task. And that's how analytical people work, is they're focused on a task, and when they're focused, you can go right past them. You're doing your taxes. Your kid comes in a room. Hey, Dad, can I borrow the car keys? And you go, over there, go get them. And then 5 minutes later, what'd you say? Okay, so that's kind of the analytical approach. Now, it doesn't have to be focused on one task. Sometimes you get overwhelmed and you get focused on many tasks. We call it critical mass. That's also analytical. So we're covertly sneaking by your conscious mind because it's doing something else. Because consciously, you could just do a few things at the same time. Walking and chewing bubble gum. Some people can't even do that. All right, so that's kind of what I'm talking about here. So how does the media, advertising, keep our mind busy so they can do things, so they can get messages, suggestions across to us? So keep that in mind when I'm going through all these different things. It's kind of like magic. Before I did this, yes, I was a magician for some 17 years, professional magician, comedy magician, actually at a theme park. And the whole idea of doing magic is misdirection. While I'm doing something here, I'm keeping your attention here, I'm doing something in this hand and you don't see. I can completely stack a deck on my left hand while I'm directing you with my right hand. In fact, when I used to go do individual parties, that's one of the toughest ones because you got people all around you watching, and I had a little table I worked off of, and I did a lot of dove magic, live doves. And people would swear I had 6 or 7 doves with me because they were coming out of everywhere, but it was all one dove that through misdirection, while I was doing another trick, I would reload him in whatever trick was going to come out next, whether it was a pan or where he came out of a silk or whatever, or maybe he had to go in my pocket, maybe he had to go across the room. But I was able to redirect people's minds by, or misdirect them with one hand while I was doing something with the other. I was just telling somebody yesterday, I don't ever let your right hand know what your left hand's doing, okay? So that's that kind of misdirection is used a lot in hypnosis or to get suggestion across to us. So let's talk about some of them, okay? Let's see. What were the first ones I wanted to... Advertising. How about... where's all the ones I missed here? I wanted to talk about branding first, and I don't know where branding went. I must have it on my notes over there. I have notes on the computer and notes over there, but I missed some of them. So let's go ahead and talk about branding. Look right over here behind me, okay? West one are probably the major branding places you'll see, okay? I'll go over here, and that's Times Square. Look at all that advertising. Just look at it. Just look at it. And as you're looking at it, what kind of sinks to your mind? If you close your eyes now, what do you remember from that? I look at it, and right away I think Kodak. Okay, because this Kodak's there a couple times. Adam Sandler's on there. Do you see Adam Sandler? He's actually hiding right over there. And if you really start to look at it, you start seeing a lot of things, but you might not notice them consciously, but as you're driving down the road, you just went past there, you start remembering things. So there's a lot of branding done in billboards, okay, going down the highway. Matter of fact, in Philadelphia, we used to have a big 20-foot by 60-foot billboard, fluorescent yellow with a watch going back and forth saying American School of Hypnosis. And people would never call me from the billboard. That's why they call it branding. They never call you. It's not a regular advertising. But whenever they're thinking about hypnosis, being hypnotized, or they're talking to a hypnotist, what hits them in the head? Ooh, that billboard on Route 95, So the branding basically is there to help you to make something common in your life. So if you're hungry, there was McDonald's billboard, and you keep on getting hit with that. So subliminally, or not subliminally, I guess you could say covertly, they're creeping in the back door, putting their messages, so when you want to do something, you do it. So branding is really big. Where else do you see branding? Again, you see it on all these marquees here on the... right over here. Reason I keep on going back and forth is when I look at my screen, it's opposite what you're seeing. So for me, the TV is actually over there. Oh, actually it is there. I got it right. But sometimes I point there because that's where it looks like on the camera. Ooh. Don't let my left hand know what my right hand's doing, right? So besides billboards and things like that, you also see that kind of branding on, if you're going through the city, on the sides of buses. Now they have complete vehicle wraps. You can put all kinds of things on a car. It looks like it was painted psychedelically, but it was just a wrap. Something they heat, one of those plastic things, and they heat it up, and it's like a shrink wrap type thing. We had branding on the side of our van for many years, especially when we were in Philly, and I used to park it right in the main intersection when I would go home from the office at night, so it was extra advertising throughout the night. Matter of fact, we had someone call us and say, we saw one of your vans at the supermarket in the parking lot at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to speak to you about hypnosis. See how that worked? On the bus, the subway and bus seats, and on little pictures on the wall. So that kind of branding is everywhere. You see the big ones, of course, are, Coca-Cola and banks and automobiles, because they can afford the big $3,000, $5,000 a month billboards. But you see it everywhere. Let's see. Now, we're going to go away from those for a minute, because this is all having to do with advertising, but commercials, okay? This is one of my pet peeves, and I'm always telling people to be careful what you listen to. If you watch television, watching the regular Main Street television has a lot of commercials. Netflix, not so much. Actually, they're starting to put them in now. But watching commercials, or watching television with commercials, those commercials have so much branding, so much misdirection, it's unbelievable. A lot of people will go to sleep. They used to. They're more aware of it now, but a lot of people will go to sleep with their TV on. If you do that, the TV or the radio, stop doing it now. Because when you're sleeping, okay, you're dreaming, you're doing other things, those commercials come up and they're selling you things, but you're doing something else. You're dreaming. Your mind is roaming aimlessly, and all those messages, do you have this symptom? Do you have that symptom? Do you wake up in the morning? Then you have this. Call your doctor for the blue pill. Okay? Those suggestions stay with you. And a lot of people will leave the TV on when they're sleeping, which is bad, but a lot of people also leave the television on when they're eating dinner. They're on the other side in the kitchen eating dinner with their family, and on the other side they're sell. It's still in earshot. So if the radio or the television is within earshot, be careful of the commercials, because so many of those commercials you really don't want. I'm glad they have a mute button. And a lot of the commercials that are on the computer, because we watch TV on the computer once in a while, a lot of the TV commercials on the computer, I don't know if they pay extra for it, but you can't mute them. You go and the mute button's not even there. And if you go to click on anything, it opens up the page to that commercial. It's like, you're so frustrated. And then what are you thinking of the rest of the night? That commercial, that product. Isn't that amazing? Another thing having to do with these commercials, this is kind of funny. You get sucked into the commercial because the commercials, the pictures, are usually nothing having to do with the product. One day I was watching, most of you that know me know I like fishing, I like the outdoors. I see the picture of this elderly gentleman with what appeared to be his grandchild. They're sitting on the middle of this beautiful, calm lake fishing, okay, in a rowboat. So they're sitting there and they're talking, and it's a real heartfelt moment, and it gives you goosebumps. And I'm wondering, this is a nice commercial. I'm imagining being there fishing, and come to find out the commercial was about hemorrhoids. Come on, what does that have to do with the family moments? Or they'll be having a heartfelt mother and daughter talking, a mother and son talking, and petting a puppy, and it's about something else, toenail creams or something. They have nothing to do with it, but how are you going to make toenail cream romantic? How are you going to make it wholesome? So they make these, so you got to be careful. That's another way of covertly keeping that guard busy. He's watching that, and those messages are going right through mainstreaming. So you can see how we're being hypnotized, being conditioned to get things or do things unknowingly. So let's see, computer web pages. I see somebody over here put race cars, authentic uniform, bumper stickers, logos, product placement. They're everywhere. What was I going to say? On computers, okay? Right now I'm on my computer, but I'm not browsing web pages. I'm speaking to you. And if I look around, I don't see any advertisements right now. Oh, actually, no, I see YouTube. Okay, so that's subliminally, but it's their site. They can do that. But if I scroll down a little bit on here, there's all kinds of advertisements on the right, different placement ones that people paid for. But if you ever notice, whenever you punch in something on Google, there's a column on the right with all different kinds of ads. There's the footers, there's the headers. YouTube, okay, there's paid ads at the top, at the side, over the video, little banner coming over the video. Sometimes you have to wait 5 seconds for that advertisement to go away. Most of the time you can click it, but now they get ones that you can't. You got to wait 5 seconds, and then another one comes up. Now, people like me, yes, we put them on because we make money off that. That's one way for YouTube people to make money. Not very much, actually. It's so little, it's kind of ridiculous, but hey, we do it anyway. But again, that stays with you too, especially if you have to wait. What was that about, Again, I'm quick with the mute things or minimizing my computer, but so you get those quite often. Let's see. Oh, cell phones. Oh my gosh, that's another whole way. People are stuck to their cell phones all the time anyway. That's mesmerizing by itself. But again, all the things you get on the computers are on there. All of those apps, they all have ads. People pay big money to be on that. Matter of fact, I've had people contact me saying, oh, you do hypnosis. Can we do our relaxation CDs, or advertise this on your site, advertise that on your site? We get it constantly. They pay to advertise. I personally haven't done it because if I'm not familiar with the product, if we haven't endorsed it before, I'm not going to put it on my programs. So, oh, my. Some of the things. Let's see. Going on. Oh, good story about Facebook. Okay, how I was gonna say, raise a hand. How many of you watch Facebook? So raise of comments. You probably all look at Facebook. I mean, I get up in the morning. I look at my email. I look at my YouTube messages. Then I get stuck on Facebook and going down and down, down, down. Look at my own Facebook messages if I have any. But then I do my regular search to see what's going on Facebook. Well, Raluca and I have been looking at getting a new bed recently. So we've been going to, I think one of them is called the wink bed and the purple bed and the green bed and all these different ones, looking at them. And one day, she's been doing it mostly on her computer, but one day she sent me a video of the wink bed, and she wanted me to look at it to see what I thought. So I looked at it and I deleted it. But just because I had that on my computer, I get on Facebook not even 5 minutes later, and I'm scrolling down, and no kidding, just within, let's say, 10 different segments of Facebook, different, what do you want to call it, people writing, I did this, I did that. Just within 10 of them, I saw an advertisement for wink bed come up 3 times. 3 times. Can you imagine that? I'm going down wink bed. How'd they know? But with the cookies and all the gizmos, they got that right in there, and they really, I saw it once, and he wants it, so they keep on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So now when we go out looking for beds, we're going to say, wonder about that wink bed. Who has that? Let's go check it out. Even though I wasn't interested in it. I mean, I don't want to wink. I want to go to sleep. Okay. Let's see. Whew, you had enough yet? Nah, I haven't either. So if you know of other ways of being hypnotized, go ahead and put them down. If you've been hypnotized, even today, going to work, what stuck in your mind? Did you pull into a Dunkin' Donuts maybe? You will now. Coffee break. Did you pull into a Dunkin' Donuts because you saw the ad? Oh, there's the store? Okay. So we spoke about TV commercial, we spoke about web page, we spoke about different kinds of advertising. We don't see. Yeah, Lucas goes, Facebook listens. I was going to say they watch, but they actually listen too, because that's the neat thing about your camera that you have on your computer. When you sign up for a lot of these companies like Facebook and Google and a lot of these things, you are signing away your right that they can actually listen to you as well. So if you're talking about, I want to get a mattress, and you don't even look it up, you might find mattress ads all over the place, so be careful of that. It's funny how Crick just wrote the same thing. People have noted that if your smartphone hears you talking, about something, you'll shortly be mysteriously swamped with related ads. Exactly. I've seen that happen. We spoke about different things. So, and Roger says, what about subliminal ads? Subliminal ads are covert, not really so much with the advertising. Years ago, they said that subliminal ads were in advertising, and maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but I think people just kind of went off on them too much. But subliminal ads are a form of analytical advertising or analytical hypnotizing. The whole idea of subliminal ads is you're listening to music or to a talk or whatever, and there's voices not hidden. There's voices that are masked by the music or by other things that are suggestions. So it might, matter of fact, we had quite a repertoire of subliminal ads many years ago. One of them I called 15 Voices. It was actually 15 hypnosis sessions going on at the same time. So instead of masking it with music, we actually masked the suggestions with suggestions. It was all different ones. But the key is the subconscious mind hears everything all the time. Even consciously, you can maybe only hear one, understand one set of suggestions going on. Your subconscious picks them all up. And if you don't believe me, try this sometime. Go into a group of people, go into a room with a group of people, maybe at a party or something. And if you just go in there not listening to anyone, it sounds like white noise. Everyone's blah, 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 blah talking. But if you focus on one couple, all of a sudden you can tune in and listen to what they're saying. Even across the room, you can pick it out, understand it, but everybody else is all blurred and jobbled. And then if you stop and listen, focus on another one, all of a sudden you can hear them. So consciously, you can hear one couple at a time. Subconsciously, every one of those conversations are there, picking it up. So they could all be trying to advertise different things, and guess what you're doing? So be careful. Music is poetry and rhythm. Yes, it's a very big, music is another one. I don't want to give all of them out because we might do another webinar like this with other ones, but music is a big one. Subliminal ads. Crick said that's happened several times to him. And Reluca says Erickson did a lot of that because instead of stories, there's always a moral or a hidden message. And again, that's another whole thing, Ericksonian hypnosis, using stories or metaphors or parables or whatever. That's all forms of hypnosis. Oh, did I say parables? I'm sorry. But yeah, giving a message in a story because you're listening to the story, but you're not really picking up on the message. So those are a lot of different ways that we are being hypnotized to do things each day, to pull into a store, to pull into a restaurant, to do this, to do that. We got to look at Panasonic, or do you remember, what was that? Kodak. Okay. What kind of camera? Let's get a Kodak. Do they still have Kodaks? I remember the little Kodak Instamatic, but I imagine they're still out there. Haven't bought a camera in years. So what to do? Okay, I gave you all the problems. Don't want to scare you to death. What can you do about it? Well, awareness is one of the biggest keys. First of all, now that you know it, be aware of it. When you see Pepsi, ha, Pepsi, I see you. I know what you're doing to me. And I'm pulling into Coca-Cola right now. Dunkin' Donuts, I'm going to go to Starbucks. So you can go opposite. That's a form of, I guess you could say, thought stopping or suggestion stopping. We talk about thought stopping when you get a negative thought, you go stop, and you end it with a positive thought. Same thing with suggestions. When you get suggestions going to your head that you don't want, stop, cancel, and change it. So we call it stop and swap. Change it with something positive. What do you want to do? And let's see. So that's one, being aware. Number two, avoid distractions and become aware of your surroundings. Sometimes we're doing so many things. When you hit critical mass, it's really hard to stop things. Oops, look at that. We're going to be going, it looks like, without background. Excuse me one moment. Technical difficulties, I tell you, when you're working with technology, and let's see if we can get this thing back. There we go. I lost New York. New York, we had difficulty. You fell off the screen. Unfortunately, with these TVs, you can have, beautiful backgrounds, but they only last for about maybe half an hour to an hour. And this one was going on quite a while before I started the show, so we got to watch the timing. Let's see. So Awareness, number 2. Focus on what you're doing. Try not to be distracted so much with all the different things happening all at once. Realize they're happening. And number 3, if you're saying if you can't beat them, join them. Learn how to do analytical hypnosis so you can actually help yourself, your friends, your family. If you want to get into business with clients, if you're in another business using analytical hypnosis with your clients at work, with your boss, there's so many different ways of doing it, but understanding, how's that saying go? Understanding is a three-edged sword, okay? But once you learn how to do it, you can use it for your advantage to be able to help others. And that's one of the things we do. Here's my subliminal hypnotizing, right? Is one of the things that we do is we offer training showing you not only how to do the traditional relaxation hypnosis, but showing you how to do various methods of analytical hypnosis. Because it's really important, because a lot of times we get customers, like I said at the beginning, I can't be hypnotized. Well, actually they can be. Most people just don't know what hypnosis is, okay? They don't realize they're being hypnosis, hypnotized, like I showed you right here. So yes, not everyone can be hypnotized or will allow themselves to relax, but analytical hypnosis works on 100% of the public. Why don't we use it on everybody? Because it's not as relaxing. People want the relaxation. So you can learn to do analytical hypnosis for those that don't like to relax, to basically keep their minds busy as you deliver positive suggestions for smoking, for pain management, for study habits. Great with kids for study habits, for nail biting, bedwetting, anything that you can do normally, you can do better with hypnosis. So to learn more about that, go to the links below this video. Matter of fact, option number 1 is a free manual that we give you that shows all about this stuff. Number 2 is a home study course you can learn at home. But number 3, coming up very shortly in September, so a little over a month from now, we're going to be doing a live 8-day virtual hypnosis certification course. It's done on weekends, every Saturday and Sunday for 4 weeks. That's coming up soon, so you have time to register. And it's going to be just like this. You see me, but I'll see you, and we'll be able to interact with each other. It's a lot of fun. You get to speak to the other students, hypnotize them in private rooms, so that way it's not all done as a group, but you also get to be hypnotized as a group as well, and learning how to do it. So that's my message, and I'm sticking to it. You want to learn more about that? That's option 3 right below here. Go take a look at it, see if it interests you, and hopefully I'll get to join you as we teach that class. Luca and I teach it together. And one thing you're sure to see at the class is Dunkin' Donuts coffee for us. Yeah, like we look at live classes coming soon. You can adjust the time your screensaver activates or shut it down. Yeah, Crix, I know that. I just kind of messed up today. Normally we set it up just before we go on video. But this morning was, I guess we were multitasking. So many things were getting past my subconscious mind. That being one of them. So we were multitasking too much and taking care of emails, doing this, doing that, planning our day, all at the same time. So, hey, I'd like to thank you all for coming. I appreciate all you folks. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here. So keep coming. Let your friends know about it. Share this video with them to show them how they're being hypnotized not knowingly, and what they can do to be able to be aware of it, and how they can learn how to hypnotize maybe even their children, their friends, their mother-in-laws. Oh. So with that, great to see you, and I will see you next time.